Hey guys, it's Eric with the Miller Park Mint, where we're throwing strikes and getting likes, hitting dingers, and getting listeners. If you don't already know, this is a daily podcast. We record nightly and air daily in the mornings at 5:30 a.m. I am glad to say that we are like 20 episodes in, just having fun. I really enjoy doing this each and every day, and I enjoy talking to you guys. We've had some good guests at this juncture where we're really rolling along. We're having fun every day, and I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that listens and that's a part of this. I am just live stream broadcast for a second here, so hang on one second while I share that link onto the Facebook. If you're on Facebook now, or no, that's not what I wanted. I don't know if this is airing on Facebook or not. There was some kind of technicality when I was posting the stream, so that didn't work the way I wanted it to. Of course it didn't. That's okay. Apologize. So, like I said, this is a daily show. We throw strikes, get likes, hit dingers, get listeners. We have been now going on 2 weeks now. 2 weeks of work here. If you are live, say hello. Feel free to say hello to me. I am just posting a link. Sharon, if you want to join the live stream, you can join the live stream. If you want to chat Brewers baseball, here's the place and time. Facebook loves me. Join me live on the podcast. So there is a ton to talk about that we did this week. We've got more stuff coming in the upcoming week. I'm just gonna get that code again. Whoever is listening right now, thank you for bearing with me. Post. There we go. Let's also go on over to Twitter and post it to Twitter too. Just maybe we'll get a random Twitter person in here too. I enjoy what the conversations that I have on Twitter. You just got to kind of avoid join podcast. Yeah. You just got to kind of weed through some of the junk that's on Twitter right nowadays. All right. So back to StreamYard. We got that going. All right. So we are here throwing strikes, getting likes, hitting dingers, getting listeners. We're going to talk about this week's videos, this week's news. Without saying, we have to talk about the news of the day, and that is the passing of Sal Bandino. So Sal Bandino, former Brewers All right, so here I'm going to go grab the story. Salvatore Leonard Baldino, Sal, four-time All-Star, third baseman with the Oakland A's, later played for and became the general manager of the Milwaukee Brewers. Died of cancer Friday at the age of 78. The team's announced. Bandino won 3 consecutive World Series championships as captain of the A's from 1972 to 1974, leading the American League in extra bases, 64, doubles, 32, and all total bases, 295, during the 1973 season, when he hit 287 while playing in all 162 games. The Athletics said in a statement that Bandino had cancer for more than 5 years. Oof. It's a heavy heart. The Bandino family is sad to announce the passing of their husband and father, Sal. The A's in a statement. Sal's wife of 54 years, and sons Sal Jr., Sonny, and Steph send their love to family and friends who mourn the loss of this humble and faithful man. Bandino, who started in college at Arizona State, represented the A's in the All-Star game in 1969 from 1972 to 74, over 16 seasons playing career that began with the Kansas City Athletics in 1966. He had a 254 lifetime batting average, 242 home runs, and 1,031 RBIs. In his playing career with the Brewers in 1981, before moving to the front office, finally serving as special assistant, he was promoted to general manager after 1991 and served that role until 1999. He was inducted into the team's Wall of Honor in 2014. Sal impacted the organization proudly for many years as both a player and an executive. Vice President of Business Operations Rick Schlesinger said in a statement, his addition to the team in 1977 helped establish the first great era of Brewers baseball. Our heartfelt condolences go to Sal's loved ones. So that's sad. I mean, part of Brewers history. I mean, not so much during my lifetime, but a little bit during my lifetime. So it's still a sad passing. But let's talk about this week in Miller Park, and what we talked about, where we've been, where we're going. So I don't want to watch myself live. That's weird. But we kind of are just covering all of our bases right now at this juncture in the off season. It's not where there's daily news. I mean, there's not really a lot of what's going on. So we talk about things like the hot stove and cold brews, and we cover a lot of that information. And some things came out of that this week. There was definitely a little bit of no problem for those who are watching or are unable to participate. But we did talk a lot about that hot stove cold brews event. I think it was an interesting event at this juncture because we're looking at world post Brewers on deck. You know, we don't see Brewers on deck anymore, and it's kind of unfortunate in its own right, because that was a really good time. I saw something posted from the Toronto Blue Jays thing that they were doing, and I was like, it's just unfortunate to see the fan interaction that they get to have and things we don't get to have. You know, like it's a big deal, and I think for each and every one of us as fans, it's hard to really put it into perspective now that it's gone. You know, we had a long-standing record of an awesome sold-out event. It was great, and I think we're all sad about it. But we did have Willie Adames make a comment. I think it got overall misconstrued by the fans. I mean, I don't want to speak for everyone, but I think just the general consensus is everyone's like, well, wait, he's not having conversations about the possibility of an extension and that kind of thing. And at this juncture, no, they're not. It is what it is. I mean, I said it the other day that he's still coming back from spring training, or still coming back to work out and get ready for spring training. And that is what it is, you know. I don't think we're at a juncture in this team and in this period of history where we're going to regret that they didn't re-sign him. I think that they are going to re-sign him. I think that it's just coming down the road. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's right now. I don't think it's at this moment. Maybe when spring training's going on. I mean, Yelich kind of got announced for his extension right at the beginning of everything. So I hope that's what's going on. But I know the jury's out. We will still see. But I'm hoping they do re-sign him. I didn't mention SeatGeek. SeatGeek code is Miller Park Minute. Go over to SeatGeek. Save $20 on tickets. There. Brief. I don't like ad reads. I'm not a big fan of those. So, Butcher really broke down the bullpen. If you haven't watched that episode with Butcher, go back. Butcher's really honing his videos up, and he's throwing a lot of strikes, getting a lot of likes, getting a lot of views. So I really appreciate him for what he does, and I enjoy it. Let's see, just take a look here. Let's just go message him real quick. Okay, so the other thing here is that we have been trying to determine what's the best way and the best avenue for new viewers and new followers to follow us and see what's going on. We're going to experiment with some short clips, just kind of meat and potatoes type content, smaller form content. I know, a half an hour every day can be tougher to listen to. Wild Things, Spencer Strider switches to number 99. So Spencer Strider of the Braves has switched his number and his walk-up song, apparently. There's a lot of talk of Mike Trout getting into the World Baseball Classic. Shohei Ohtani told Mike Trout that he doesn't think he's the best player on Team Japan. Trout told him, "No, you are the best player." So that's kind of a cool piece of news that, those two, I mean, when you're playing as two of the best players in Major League, it's hard to argue that Trout and Ohtani are not the best two. But when you have those two on your team, it's like, oh no, you are good, but guys discredit themselves. They don't count themselves in. It is what it is. I mean, and I'm sure that's the desire by a guy like Mike Trout or Shohei Ohtani to want to be better than they are. I mean, does the best get better? Yeah, of course they do. I mean, look at Shohei Ohtani. I mean, he's going to be the richest baseball player of our time. And well-deserved, I feel. Let's see if there's anything Brewers happening around. Obviously, the Phillies and the New York Giants are playing right now. My money is on the Philadelphia Eagles, in case you were wondering. I think many of you know I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, so that's also trending. There's just playoff football hype right now. Lots of playoff football hype. And that's good. I mean, that's important too. I'm not a big football guy, but I watch enough of it to know what's going on, I do see it day in and day out. I would say my fandom level is like a I'm like a midway. I'm like a 7. You know, I'm not super into it, but I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. Sorry, not sorry about that. You know, I enjoy the team. I think one of the biggest things, though, right now, what we got going on this offseason is, or with this football season, is it's been an interesting one all the way around. Lots of good stuff to listen to see. I'm a podcast liker, so I listen to Pat McAfee. He is great. He's where I get inspiration to do my daily podcast from. That guy's got so much energy and so much charisma. WWE announcer, college game day announcer. I am pulling up. I did want to reference this and talk on this for a few minutes. So this is a post that's been going around, and it talks about National League standings, MLB standings for the last 5 seasons. So out of the teams here, we've got the Dodgers have the best record at 458 and 251. The Atlanta Braves 411 and 296. Then followed by the Brew Crew at 395 and 314. St. Louis 392 and 314. 367 and 341 for the Mets, and the Giants 367 and 341, so they're both tied. Then the Phillies, then the Cubs, then the Padres, then the Colorado Rockies. Okay, so what does that say? Last 5 seasons, we've held our own. I mean, we're right in the top of the major league. The National League for records. And it might be a little bit of a slighted curved thing because it says only the National League, but at the same point in time, I think that tells us that our team's doing all right. I'm excited for it. I mean, that's cool. Now, if we just continue that success and continue that level, that would be amazing. I think someday we'll look back at this time and be like, you remember how good the Brewers were in like 2020, 2022, 2018, 2019? You know, we're going to look back on this, and there's going to be a time when we're going to be telling our kids about it and showing them pictures of how young they were when the Brewers almost went to the World Series. I'd like to see them go to the World Series, of course, but I mean, there's a nostalgia to baseball. There's a nostalgia to just about everything. It's just how nostalgic are you going to get? So I don't know. The jury goes out on me every day, and one day I'm really good with it. The next day I'm not. You know what I mean? Like one day I will be completely like, all right, let's go. And the next I fall off, you know, it's just, and I think that's the life of a Brewers fan. I think that's the life of being a Brewers fan and what you have to do to stay in with this fandom. Welcome aboard, who's ever here. I appreciate all of you for coming in, and live comments show up in the stream example. I don't know. Sure, why not? Live comments. Oh, so if someone comments, it goes up there. Ha! That's cool. So I can. Oh. I'm learning the software. I didn't learn about this part, so I can show it, right? Okay, cool. New features. Oh, I was going to read the comments from this week's Miller Park Minute episode. So let's go and take a look back at what some of our people have said in the comments section of the Miller Park Minute. All right, so let's go. That I have responded to. Because there's some good stuff in there. There's always gold. Okay, so P. Main said, my guy Keston is Keston. This was in response to a question where I asked who's everybody's favorite player.
He gets all the hate and none of the love, even when he hits walk-offs. I am not optimistic about our window. I can see Contreras being another scope because it just feels like he is not enthusiastic to be a Brewer. Our pitching is great as usual, but I don't trust Marque. I feel he's content just making the postseason and will not spend what it takes to surround good pitching with good hitting. For God's sake, it's actually like he's acting like McCutchen deal was going to bankrupt us. Keep up the good work. P-Main is a longtime subscriber. I really appreciate him. If you guys need another person to talk Brews, hit me up. I told him, of course, DM me. I'm so honored, sir. Thank you so much for your support. Keep rocking. That's my buddy, #Truth, Scott Larson. Scott's got a really great podcast. I have now named the Sunday show #Truth. So check out #Truth. That's where I get a little more raw. Go Brewers, great interview. Playoff wins are always valuable. This is when I was talking about the success of a franchise, especially as a Brewers fan. Honestly, the 2021 NLDS loss to Atlanta was painful, but not embarrassing. Let's get back, get hot with our starting pitching. It can happen. I agree. And that's the thing. We just want to go another round, to get another opportunity. Anybody can get in. I mean, look at the Philadelphia Phillies. We were fighting it out with them for the last spot for the wild card, them in San Diego, and they got in and went all the way. And a lot of teams, I'm going to go back to this because this is something I haven't talked about in forever, but a lot of teams that we've lost to have gone all the way to the World Series. The Nats, the Dodgers. I mean, yeah, that was a wild card game that we lost, and when we shouldn't have even been there. So, I mean, that is what it is. The Nats, the Dodgers, the Braves. And it's not like these teams are powerhouses. I mean, we can beat the Braves, we can beat the Dodgers, we can beat the Nats when they won. That was their year. That was just a strike of luck. Sometimes the ball falls your way, sometimes it doesn't. 2018 was a great example of it. A lucky catch in the outfield, and we would have been going on to the World Series had he not caught that. So, I mean, it's a shame. It's a shame, but it is what it is at the end of the day. I mean, I think that's where I say you just win and get in. At the end of the day, we got to win it and get into it. There's some really good stuff going on with McCutchen going back to Pittsburgh. I want to see more players do that at their end of their career, go back to where it all began. We got to see that over the last few years with Kane, and it was so fun. It was truly amazing to see Kane in the last few years come back and just get that little bit of baseball out. That he gave us all the baseball he had in him. And that's where you won't see Kane. A lot of people are like, "Oh, we should get Kane." And I heard a couple other podcasters talk about it. Actually, Metstup, who is Draftneck Mark, said that they should get Kane for the outfield. And I was like, "Oh, that's kind of funny." Just like a backup guy. They don't really need him, but I was like, with all the talent the Mets have, somebody is actually saying they should bring in a Lorenzo Kane. And it was kind of funny because it brought to my attention that they have in New York, they have this hot young prospect that actually rode in my car in Milwaukee. It was the day that the Mets were in town and he needed to go pick up a suit or something. And his name was Mark Vintos. And he was actually one of the Brewers fan websites actually projected him to be a trade candidate for us, which was really awesome, I thought, at the time. So let's go over to Brewers Fanatic. Brewers Fanatic, no S. I always say it is Brewers Fanatic, but it's actually brewerfanatic.com. So I apologize. Sorry, I was singing a little Britney Spears. I accidentally kicked the microphone cord. So, as I was saying, though, Mark Vintos, brewerfanatic.com. Brewer, one word, and fanatic is the next word. Not Brewers Fanatic. Just somebody messaged me and asked me about that. And if you want to submit anything to this show, any types of writing, any types of anything, you have some articles you want to share with me, feel free to do so. I look at everything and try to encapsulate everything in this. My boy Pablo is not here, but he's usually right at those 4:00 ones, so it might be too late. Best Latino infield of all time. You want to hear it? It's Yachty for catcher. Oh no, this is one of those build your owns. I like those things where you pick a guy for each one. I should do that. Maybe I'll do that for another episode. But right now the Giants are up, guys. I think they're moving on. I said it's going to be an NFC East matchup all the way around. I'm like, oh, this is going to come down to the NFC East versus the NFC East in the end. And it's looking like it at this juncture. So 7-0. 7-0. Nothing baseball trending. There just isn't enough going on. Bryce Harper. Ooh, what's trending for Bryce Harper? Is he going to be on Barstool? Is he teaming up with Barstool? Okay, cool. Oh, he's hyping up for the Eagles. I got it now. Yeah, so he did a hype video for the Eagles, which it's Bryce Harper. Go figure. I mean, everyone's gonna be excited about that. I'm struggling tonight. I'm sorry. There's just not a lot going on. I had a busy day. I had a water pipe break in my house, so I apologize that this is not the throwing strikes, getting likes, hitting dingers, getting listeners podcast that I normally deliver. It's just a little tired, little beat up today. Can we talk about the top 30 prospects? Jackson's number 1, Frelick, Weimer, Bryce Turing, Garrett Mitchell, which is funny. Garrett Mitchell's an MLB player now, and so is Bryce. Bryce Turing is listed MLB. That's going to be interesting because he's probably going to lose his spot considering we just added Miller and Anderson. So those two are both listed as MLB level. That's the top 5 guys. Let's look at the full list. We got a second baseman, Tyler Black. He's at A+. Jefferson Curio, he's a catcher. Jacob Mazur. See, I got myself all confused before. Mazurowski, right-handed pitcher. Eric Brown Jr. Robert Gasser is number 10. That's what I wanted to see. So he is actually ranked above Ethan Small, who has already made a debut. Then you're looking at Luis Lara, Jason Junk, Felix Valerio. So you're going to see Small this year. You're probably going to see Gasser. He's pretty highly rated. He came from the Hader trade. Not a lot of other names that I know other than those on that list, which, it's prospects. So what? Why scouts love this trade for the Brewers? Are we going back on trades? William Contreras. Yep. There's so much hype about William Contreras, but like legit, we haven't. I haven't seen him. You know, they haven't like done an official jersey put on. Nothing. That bothers me. That bothers me because it's like, okay, are we not going to do anything? Are we not going to do any of that stuff? That's like the typical. That's like the norm. That's what they always do. So, yeah, that being said, I don't know. I really don't at this juncture. I don't understand why they haven't done it. And yeah, that's all I really got for you guys tonight. I guess. Sorry for a little bit slower episode. There's just not a lot going on. We do have a special guest coming on Sunday and possibly Monday, 2 days this week for sure. And then maybe we'll round up some other ones as we go. So stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, throw a like on this video, like and subscribe to the podcast. Remember to rate and review, or if you are on a podcast platform. And as always, thank you for watching the Miller Park Minute, and go Brewers.